Ja, herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe SE Talk. Silver One ist bei mir, Gregory Crowe, und wir kennen sich schon seit 15 Jahren mindestens. I think we know each other for 15 years.
Oh, several years anyway, yeah.
Then before it was the Entre Goal
That is true, yes.
thing. And I have a conflict of interest. Ich habe einen Conflict of interest. Ich bin Aktionär. I'm a shareholder of the company, so I have a conflict of interest. And we met us yesterday here in the media center, and we said, yeah, you have so tremendous new results that it makes sense for us to do a new interview.
Okay.
So what is really so exciting about the new drill results, or the new results what you're coming up from the exploration?
Well, there's two different, shall we say, sets of results, because not only do we have the initial drill results coming out from our Candelaria project, which is in Nevada, but just about 2 weeks ago we actually did a deal to acquire a very high-grade silver opportunity in the state of Arizona. And I'll just start with that one first. This is a sample which we have essentially found on surface on this new project. This sample here has an unprecedented 49% silver contained within this. Now, our job will be to go and try and find the source of the mineralization, because this was just under the overburden. It's interpreted to have come from just upslope where there are vein structures which go to the east where there's historic mining in the thousands of grams per ton silver. So we're quite excited about this one. We actually assayed this one. 459,000 grams per ton silver, or 15,000 ounces per ton. We also found another piece that weighed in at 417 pounds, or just under 200 kilos. And that's actually being looked at by a museum right now for acquisition. So we're very excited about this project. We can earn 100% by issuing shares of the company over a 4-year period, and we're going to start exploration next week.
Wow.
So that's
Can
a very
have
you may do, yes. You can feel the weight, and you can feel the nature of the silver. That's very common, the very hackly nature of the silver.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's
Very
pure.
impressive.
That's pure silver.
Wow. Very impressive.
Yeah. So we're very excited about that project, but also at our Candelaria project in Nevada, which has really been our flagship project, which we've been working on. We just put out news yesterday morning on the first 5 drill hole results. And what we did was we did 2 holes that is going to allow us to reconfirm the old historic resource that was worked out by Silver Standard back in 2002. And that will allow us to update it to current. And that's very important with respect to attracting financial institutional monies into the company. So that's the first step. But the other thing is, well, we did some testing down dip where Silver Standard had reported some high-grade intercepts. For instance, they had one zone in their historic drilling that came back 14 meters of 670 grams per ton silver. Now, those types of grades are not seen that often in many deposits, and one of the few companies that I can think of that has grades that high would be Mag Silver, and they're developing the assets in Mexico. Exelon Resources also has some pretty high grades. So you don't see those types of grades very often. Our drilling essentially went, and in just about 100 meters beyond that, further down dip, we returned about 8 meters of 1,125 grams per ton.
Wow.
Within about a 22-23 meter interval that averaged over 400 grams per ton.
How deep was this kind of grade?
It's not bad. It's only about maybe 200 meters deep.
Okay, that's not bad.
So it could be, those types of grades would be amenable to potential underground mining, but if we can find enough of them, then I can envisage just expanding the open pit.
So, the first focus is on the Nevada project to make more drilling on it, and coming up with a new resource or updated resource calculation.
Updated resource, but we're also looking at extensions to that high-grade zone at depths. Can we actually define a nice high-grade zone that would be amenable to perhaps underground mining or an expanded pit? So we're doing two things. The third thing we're doing, and we're initiating a program next week, off to the west are some old adits into the hillside from the miners from the late 1800s, early 1900s. And in those areas, we're finding pieces of material that came out of the adits that have up to 2.5% copper, 40 to 50 grams of silver, and 0.6 to 0.7 grams per ton gold. We flew the area and did an airborne helicopter-mounted geophysical survey, magnetometer survey, and what we found was there is a great big signature there, a magnetometer high, that is very reminiscent of what Nevada Copper is doing just to the north of us, and they've actually commenced mining on a copper, silver, gold, skarn, or IOCG deposit. So, beneath the rich silver zone at Candelaria, do we have an underlying skarn or IOCG with high-grade copper values? Don't know. So we're doing another geophysical survey. We're starting that next week as well. And then if we like the results, we'll be drilling that later in the year.
Okay. So, but coming now to this project, what you're planning this year on this kind of on this project?
What we're doing, first of all, the ground is totally covered by overburden. There is a little creek bed which comes down, and that's where these were found. Just upslope from the creek bed is where we think the veins come across. So we're doing detailed geophysics, detailed soil geochemistry, detailed mapping and sampling, and we're commencing that next week. With that, we hope to be able to find an area that we might want to start drilling in the fall. So that's what we're working on. And this material here is so rich, they actually melted down a couple of pieces and they made me this ring, which is almost pure silver with a little bit of the rock inset as a stone. So, you know, this is an exceptional opportunity, and hopefully we'll find that source of that mineralization.
Yeah, if you find the source, then maybe is this the jackpot?
That could be a very nice jackpot, yes.
So to summarize a little bit, Nevada project, upgrading the resources, more drilling, maybe skarn project coming in. You find a lot of interesting targets. You do more geophysics on it, so that you are really have an idea about what's happened here, and in the end you will get updated resources.
Yep.
And
do you want to redo that and we can edit that out? No. Okay.
And on this kind of project, you need more data. So it means geophysics, mapping, soil sampling, and then hopefully you find
a drill target.
What you want to drill.
Yeah. And also,
then from some area it must come.
Yes.
It's not falling down from the
sky. No, it is not. Now, the other thing as well is we do have the third project in Nevada called Cherokee. Very high-grade surface samples. Never had a drill on the project. We just completed a big survey, surface mapping and sampling in December. We just got the assays back. We're going to put those out within the next couple of weeks, and we're identifying some interesting new zones, which will also be a target for exploration. Okay,
that's the third target. So you have a lot of work for this year. So
it's too busy, yes. And we just completed a $5.6 million financing.
So you have also then the money.
So we have the money as well.
Perfect. I think this is a good end point. Great. Thank you for the update. Ja, Zusammenfassung. Also, Sie haben ein neues Projekt akquiriert und dabei haben Sie 40,9%, nicht Gramm, 40,9% Steine gefunden mit Silber drinnen. Dass das untypisch ist, das ist auch klar. Das Problem, was Sie dabei haben, ist, Sie wissen nicht, aus welchem Bereich das natürlich kommt. Das sind natürliche Steine, die Sie an der Oberfläche finden, das sind so Findlinge. Und da müssen Sie halt rausfinden, woher kommt es. Es gibt ein kleines Flussbett drinnen und er meint, dass das wahrscheinlich ausgewaschen wurde irgendwo auf dem Weg in diesem Flussbett und halt mittransportiert wurde. Nachdem der Stein relativ schwer ist, Silber ist ja auch nicht so leicht, kann der nicht so weit schwimmen. Also das kann nicht so weit von der Source entfernt sein. Was machen sie dort? Da geht es Geophysik, Geochemie und Sampling und hoffen dann, dass sie ein Target haben, wo sie dementsprechend auch dann dementsprechend bohren können. Und wenn die dort das finden, ist sicher das Jackpot. So, das allerdings gehen wir zurück zum Nevada-Projekt. Das ist ein Flagship-Projekt. Das ist ein Hauptprojekt. Und von daher ist es so, dass sorry, es ist doch relativ laut jetzt gerade herinnen gewesen, aber das ist, wenn es rein und raus gehen, die Leute, die denken dann selber nicht dran, dass sie gerade 5 Minuten vorher ein Interview gemacht haben. So, was machen sie in dem Projekt? Weiter bohren. Sie wollen ihre alte Ressource, die von Silver Standard gekommen ist, 2002 updaten. Neue Geophysik. Sie haben extrem hochgradige Zonen auch unterhalb, sie wollen das quasi auch erweitern, aber was auch ganz spannend ist, sie haben Stollen, alte Stollen gefunden aus dem 18. Jahrhundert, die neben ihrem Projekt sind und dort haben sie teilweise 2% Kupfer, waren nicht 70, 80 Gramm Silber, aber auch 1-2 Gramm Gold drinnen gehabt und dort könnte es durchaus sein, dass das auch eine neue Zone ist, die natürlich weniger Silber hat, dafür aber andere Sachen. Ich meine, 2% Kupfer ist schon mal nicht schlecht und 1,5 Gramm Gold dazu noch ist auch sehr gut. Also das wird auch ein ganz interessantes Projekt und dazu haben sie noch ein drittes Projekt, das auch dieses Jahr bearbeitet werden soll. Wie wollen sie das alles machen? Sie haben gerade eine Finanzierung gemacht von 5,6 Millionen. Das heißt, sie haben auch genug Geld, um diese ganzen Projekte auch abzuarbeiten. Und deswegen wird der Newsflow, den wir in diesem Jahr haben, extrem hoch werden. Und wenn Sie da irgendwo was finden, speziell also auch gerade bei diesem Projekt, dann könnte das die Aktie richtig durch die Decke gehen. Das war's von Silver One, PDSC 2020 im März. Tschüss und Baba. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.